Hello there, and a warm welcome to Sleep Science. I'm so grateful you've found your way to this space tonight. Wherever you may be in the world, the subconscious mind is one of psychology's most captivating enigmas, a vast and hidden realm of awareness that operates just beneath the surface of our everyday thoughts. Tonight, we will gently explore how this deep layer of your mind might just hold the key to unlocking the inner peace you seek. Wherever you find yourself right now, perhaps nestled in your favorite chair or lying comfortably in bed, allow yourself to soften into this shared moment of quiet discovery. Tonight, we will drift through 100 remarkable insights about the subconscious mind and its profound connection to inner peace. We'll journey from the neural networks that hum quietly beneath your thoughts, to the automatic patterns that shape your emotions, to the gentle, restorative mechanisms your brain uses to process and heal as you sleep. If this quiet exploration into the mind's mysteries helps you to unwind, a gentle like and subscribe helps other curious souls find their way here as well. It's a simple gesture that takes only a moment, yet it means the world to us. One sleepy soul at a time. There is no pressure at all. Of course, only if it feels right to you. For now, simply let your shoulders soften. Allow your breathing to fall into its own natural, easy rhythm. Imagine yourself floating in a space of gentle curiosity, where knowledge softens into stories, and stories melt into dreams. Now, if you're ready, let's begin our quiet journey through the hidden landscape of your mind. Close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath. Imagine you are part of an endless stream of consciousness, a current where thoughts bloom and dissolve like gentle waves upon the shore, moving without boundaries, without a specific destination. Let go of all limitations. Allow your mind to simply drift through the vast, open space of awareness. Consider this. Your subconscious mind processes an astonishing 11 million pieces of information every second, while your conscious awareness manages only about 40. This remarkable discovery from neuroscience research in 2024 reveals an incredibly sophisticated processing system operating just beneath the surface of your everyday thoughts. Your subconscious is constantly filtering sensory input, monitoring your environment for both threats and opportunities, regulating your breath and heartbeat, and maintaining the intricate chemical balance that keeps you alive. It's like having a silent, remarkably efficient partner working tirelessly around the clock, handling the countless details that would utterly overwhelm your conscious mind. This immense processing power operates so smoothly that you rarely even notice it. Yet it forms the very foundation of every moment of your existence. The subconscious doesn't just process data, it weaves the very backdrop against which your conscious experience unfolds. Recent brain imaging studies reveal that the subconscious begins to make decisions up to 10 seconds before you are consciously aware of having made them. Scientists at the Max Planck Institute discovered this using advanced fMRI technology, observing predictive brain patterns that foreshadowed choices long before individuals reported making a decision. This doesn't suggest a lack of free will, but rather that our consciousness often acts more like the narrator of our life story, rather than its sole author. Your subconscious is continuously weighing options, referencing past experiences, and evaluating potential outcomes before presenting a conclusion to your conscious mind, a conclusion that often feels like a spontaneous choice. It's as if your consciousness is the very tip of an enormous iceberg, with vast, unseen depths of neural processing hidden beneath the water's surface. Understanding this can bring a profound sense of release. It means that many of the decisions and impulses that seem to appear from nowhere are actually emerging from a deeper, innate wisdom. The default mode network in your brain, a collection of regions that includes the medial prefrontal cortex and the posterior cingulate, becomes most active when you are not focused on the outside world. This network, discovered through neuroimaging research, is essentially your brain's screensaver. But this metaphor barely scratches the surface of its importance. When you are daydreaming, reflecting on the past, or imagining the future, this is the network that lights up with activity. It is the loom where the tapestry of yourself is woven, where autobiographical memories are processed, and where your brain makes sense of your unique place in the world. Research published in 2025 shows that practices like meditation and mindfulness can gently quiet this network when it becomes overactive, reducing the cyclical rumination and worry that so often disturb our inner peace. Think of it as learning to turn down the volume on your brain's constant background chatter, allowing a quieter space to emerge. Your subconscious mind stores a record of every experience you've ever had, creating what psychologists refer to as implicit memory. Unlike explicit memories, which you can consciously recall, these implicit memories influence your behavior and emotions without you ever being aware of them. These memories shape your reactions to people, places, and situations, all based on subtle patterns your subconscious has detected over a lifetime of experience. A song that brings an unexpected wave of sadness might be linked to a moment you can no longer consciously remember. A stranger who feels immediately trustworthy might remind your subconscious of someone who was kind to you long ago. This vast, a living library of implicit memory functions as an emotional guidance system, constantly comparing the present moment to past experiences in order to keep you safe and help you thrive. Understanding this fosters a deep compassion for your own automatic reactions and for those of others. The subconscious mind operates primarily through symbols, metaphors, and emotions, rather than through linear, logical reasoning. This is precisely why dreams can seem so strange and nonsensical to our conscious minds. They are messages from our subconscious, spoken in its native language of imagery and feeling. When you have a dream of being relentlessly pursued, your subconscious might be processing feelings of anxiety or avoidance from your waking life. When you dream of flying, it could be expressing a deep desire for freedom or transcendence. Recent research from 2024 shows that this symbolic mode of thinking continues throughout our waking hours, subtly influencing how we interpret art, how we respond to stories, and even how we make major life decisions. Your subconscious speaks the language of poetry, not prose. Learning to listen to this symbolic language can offer profound insights into your deeper needs and desires, guiding you toward choices that align with your truest self. Neuroplasticity, your brain's incredible ability to reshape and rewire itself, occurs most powerfully during states of deep relaxation and sleep, when the conscious, analytical mind steps aside. Throughout 2025, Researchers have continued to document how the subconscious mind reorganizes neural pathways during these quiet states, strengthening beneficial connections and pruning away those that are no longer needed. This vital process happens most actively when you are not trying to force change through sheer willpower. It's as if your brain requires the quiet sanctuary of a relaxed state to perform its most profound work. This is why people so often have breakthrough insights while taking a walk, standing in the shower, or in the moments just before drifting off to sleep. Your subconscious has been working on problems and exploring possibilities behind the scenes. And when your conscious mind finally relaxes its grip, the solutions can at last emerge into the light. Trusting this natural process can transform your relationship with stress and struggle. The subconscious mind does not perceive time as a linear progression of past, present, and future in the way your conscious mind does. For the subconscious, time is far more fluid and interconnected. This explains why a past trauma can feel intensely present even years later, and why positive visualization can create real, measurable physiological changes in the current moment. Your subconscious responds to vividly imagined experiences almost as powerfully as it does to real ones. When you vividly imagine yourself in a peaceful, natural scene, your body responds as if you are there. Your stress hormones actually decrease. When you recall a happy memory with full sensory detail, your brain releases the same neurotransmitters associated with that initial joy. This timeless quality of subconscious processing means that healing is not bound by linear time. Past wounds can be reprocessed and reframed. Future possibilities can powerfully influence your present state, and moments of peace can ripple backward and forward, touching your entire life experience. Your subconscious mind is constantly working to maintain homeostasis, a state of equilibrium, not just in your body, but in your emotional and psychological life as well. Recent studies in neuroscience show that the subconscious continuously monitors your internal state and automatically adjusts neurotransmitter production, stress hormone levels, and neural activity to keep you in balance. When you experience intense emotions, your subconscious immediately begins the work of returning you to a state of equilibrium. It releases calming chemicals after a period of excitement, energizing compounds in the wake of sadness, and restorative factors following stress. This automatic regulation system operates with a wisdom accumulated over millions of years of evolution. Sometimes, what feels like emotional turbulence is simply the visible sign of your subconscious mind's healing process at work. Trusting this natural tendency toward balance can help you navigate difficult emotions with far greater ease and patience. The phenomenon we call intuition is actually a form of rapid subconscious processing based on sophisticated pattern recognition. Your subconscious mind is constantly scanning the present moment and comparing it to a vast internal database of past experiences, emotions, and sensory information. When something feels off about a person or situation, it's often because your subconscious has detected subtle cues, micro-expressions, shifts in vocal tone, patterns in body language that do not align with positive experiences from your past. Research in 2025 has demonstrated that people who learn to trust their intuition often make better long-term decisions than those who rely solely on conscious, logical analysis. This is because the subconscious can process far more variables simultaneously than the conscious mind can possibly juggle. Your gut feelings are not random. They are sophisticated calculations performed by your wisest, most experienced inner advisor. Learning to listen to and trust these subtle signals can guide you toward more authentic choices and healthier relationships. Sleep serves as a natural and essential bridge between your conscious and subconscious minds, allowing for profound memory consolidation and emotional integration. During the quiet hours of sleep, your brain literally washes itself via the glymphatic system, clearing out metabolic waste products while simultaneously strengthening important neural connections. Your subconscious uses this sacred time to sort through the day's experiences, filing away important memories and processing unresolved emotions. REM sleep, the stage when most dreaming occurs, is particularly crucial for psychological healing and creative problem-solving. In this state, your subconscious works through conflicts, integrates new information with existing knowledge, and often presents solutions in the symbolic language of dreams or as fresh morning insights. This is why the age-old advice to sleep on it has such strong scientific validity. Your subconscious continues to process problems even when your conscious mind has given up, often arriving at elegant solutions by morning. Prioritizing good sleep is therefore one of the most powerful ways to support the wisdom of your subconscious. The subconscious mind responds more powerfully to gentle, consistent repetition than it does to sudden intensity. This principle, confirmed through decades of psychological research, explains why small, daily practices often create more lasting change than dramatic, infrequent interventions. Your subconscious learns through the steady rhythm of patterns and habits, not through singular events. A daily 5-minute meditation practice will typically have a more profound impact on your peace of mind than an occasional hour-long session. Kind self-talk, repeated regularly, rewrites internal narratives more effectively than sporadic bursts of positive affirmations. This is because the subconscious interprets repetition as a signal of importance. What happens repeatedly must be significant and worthy of being integrated into your automatic responses. Understanding this can transform your approach to personal growth, shifting your focus from intense, sporadic effort to consistent, gentle practice. Small, daily actions, repeated with intention, compound over time to create the most profound transformations. Your subconscious mind is deeply influenced by the stories you tell yourself about who you are and what is possible for you. Psychologists call these internal narratives self-schemas, and recent research shows they operate like the master software running in the background of your consciousness. If your internal story is that you are someone who constantly struggles with anxiety, your subconscious will unconsciously scan your experience for evidence to confirm this identity. If, however, your story is that you are a person who is becoming more peaceful each day, your subconscious will begin to notice and amplify experiences that support this new narrative. This isn't about denial or simplistic positive thinking. It's about recognizing the profound power of your self-concept in shaping your reality. Your subconscious acts as both the scriptwriter and the lead actor in the story of your life. By becoming aware of these internal narratives, you gain the extraordinary ability to choose the stories that nurture your well-being, rather than those that undermine it. The subconscious mind processes emotional information significantly faster than it processes rational information. Researchers have found that the emotional centers of the brain, including the amygdala and the limbic system, receive and process sensory input before that information ever reaches the prefrontal cortex, where rational thought occurs. This means your emotional reactions are often born from deep subconscious processing, not immediate conscious reasoning. Understanding this can bring a tremendous sense of compassion for your own emotional responses and those of others. When you feel upset, afraid, or joyful, these emotions often contain a form of wisdom that bypasses logical analysis. Your subconscious has evaluated the situation based on its vast library of experience and has responded accordingly. Rather than dismissing emotions as irrational, learning to decode their messages can provide invaluable guidance. The path to inner peace often involves honoring this emotional wisdom while also engaging the clarity of your rational mind. The practice of mindfulness meditation literally changes the structure and function of brain regions associated with subconscious processing. Studies using advanced brain imaging show that regular meditation increases gray matter in areas related to emotional regulation, decreases activity in the default mode network associated with worry and rumination, and strengthens the connections between the rational and emotional centers of the brain. Remarkably, these changes can be measured in as little as 8 weeks of consistent practice. Meditation essentially trains your conscious mind to become a calm observer of your subconscious processes without being controlled by them. You learn to notice thoughts and emotions as they arise from your subconscious, without automatically believing them or acting on them. This creates a precious space, a pause between stimulus and response, where true choice becomes possible. In this space, peace naturally emerges. Your subconscious continues its important work of processing and protecting, but it no longer overwhelms your conscious experience. The subconscious mind communicates through your body just as much as it does through your thoughts. Physical sensations, tension, ease, energy, fatigue are often direct messages from your subconscious about your environment, your relationships, or your internal state. Your stomach might clench around a certain person because your subconscious has detected subtle inconsistencies in their behavior that your conscious mind has missed. Your chest might open and your breathing might deepen in natural settings because your subconscious recognizes a safe and nourishing environment. Research in somatic psychology shows that paying close attention to these bodily signals can provide crucial information that conscious analysis might overlook. Your body is like a sophisticated antenna, constantly receiving and transmitting information between your subconscious wisdom and your conscious awareness. Learning to listen to your body's quiet messages can guide you toward choices and environments that truly support your well-being. Your subconscious mind is naturally oriented toward growth, healing, and wholeness, even when circumstances are incredibly difficult. Your subconscious is constantly working to help you adapt, learn, and move towards thriving. This healing orientation is built into the very structure of your nervous system. When you experience a trauma, your subconscious immediately begins to develop coping strategies. When you encounter a challenge, it starts searching for resources and solutions. When you experience joy or love, it works to internalize and integrate these positive states. This innate drive toward wellness means that peace isn't something you need to create from scratch. It is the state your subconscious is already striving for. Your conscious role is often just to get out of the way, to stop interfering with this natural healing process, through excessive worry, self-criticism, or trying to force an outcome. Trusting in the inherent wisdom of your subconscious can profoundly support and accelerate your journey toward inner peace. The practice of progressive muscle relaxation works by creating a direct line of communication between your conscious mind and your subconscious, using the language of the body. When you systematically tense and then release different muscle groups, you are essentially teaching your subconscious what deep relaxation feels like, in contrast to tension. Your subconscious, which controls automatic muscle tone and your body's stress responses, learns to recognize and more easily recreate this deeply relaxed state. This communication between conscious intention and subconscious function creates a powerful, positive feedback loop. As you become more skilled at conscious relaxation, your subconscious becomes more adept at maintaining a peaceful state without your conscious effort. Many people find that after practicing progressive relaxation regularly, their bodies naturally feel more relaxed throughout the day. Their subconscious has learned to adopt this peaceful state as a new, sustainable normal rather than a rare exception. Your subconscious mind is deeply influenced by the emotional tone of your environment. Research in environmental psychology shows that spaces, sounds, colors, and even smells can activate different subconscious programs and emotional states. Natural environments tend to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is associated with peace and restoration. In contrast, cluttered or chaotic environments can trigger subconscious stress responses, even if you are not consciously bothered by the mess. Soft, warm light activates entirely different neural pathways than harsh, fluorescent glare. Understanding this can transform your approach to creating peace in your daily life. Rather than relying solely on mental strategies, you can begin to curate physical environments that actively support your subconscious in maintaining a peaceful state. Your surroundings become powerful allies in your journey, automatically cueing your subconscious toward calm and restoration. The subconscious mind processes rhythm and music in ways that directly influence our emotional states and stress responses. Slow, rhythmic sounds like the gentle beat of a drum, the sound of ocean waves, or certain types of music can entrain our brain waves, guiding them toward the slower frequencies associated with deep relaxation and meditation. Conversely, fast, jarring, or irregular sounds can activate the body's stress responses, even when we are not consciously paying attention to them. This is why lullabies, shunts, and certain forms of sacred music have been used across all cultures for millennia for healing and spiritual practices. Your subconscious responds to auditory rhythms as powerful environmental cues about safety or danger. Rhythmic, predictable sounds signal to your ancient nervous system that all is well, allowing it to relax. Random, loud, or harsh sounds trigger alertness and the stress response. Consciously choosing the soundscape of your life can be a powerful tool for supporting your subconscious in its natural inclination toward peace. The phenomenon of the felt sense, a term used by psychologists, describes the way your subconscious mind creates a holistic, physical, emotional summary of a complex situation. This felt sense emerges as a distinct bodily sensation, perhaps a lightness in your chest when you think about a good friend, or a heavy, sinking feeling in your stomach when you consider a difficult decision. Research shows that this form of bodily wisdom often contains more nuanced information than conscious analysis alone. Your subconscious processes emotional undertones, past associations, future implications, and the present context all at once, then delivers this complex assessment to you as a single, simple felt sensation. Learning to pause and check in with your felt sense before making decisions can guide you toward choices that are in true alignment with your deeper wisdom. This practice bridges the gap between conscious reasoning and subconscious knowing, often leading to decisions that feel right on every level. The subconscious mind processes information in clusters, webs, and patterns, rather than in linear, step-by-step sequences. This is why major insights often arrive suddenly, as complete ideas, rather than as a result of a logical progression of thought. Your subconscious has been quietly gathering information, testing connections, and exploring possibilities far outside your conscious awareness. When enough of the right pieces align, the complete pattern suddenly bursts into your awareness as an aha, a moment, an insight, an inspiration, or a solution. This process explains why creative breakthroughs so often occur during relaxed states. When conscious effort has ceased, your subconscious continues working on problems even when you've consciously given up, often arriving at elegant solutions that linear, conscious thinking might never have reached. Understanding this can transform your relationship with problems and challenges. Rather than trying to force solutions through effort alone, you can learn to pose questions to your subconscious and then trust that the answers will emerge in their own time. Sleep research has definitively shown that the subconscious mind actively processes emotional experiences during our dreams, often working through unresolved conflicts and integrating difficult feelings. During REM sleep, your brain creates symbolic scenarios that allow for rich emotional processing without the constraints of everyday logic. A dream about being lost might represent feelings of confusion or uncertainty in your waking life. A dream about flying might be processing recent experiences of freedom or a deep longing for transcendence. Recent studies from 2025 show that people who remember and gently reflect on their dreams often exhibit better emotional regulation and greater psychological well-being. Dreams offer a window into the nightly work of your subconscious, providing insights into your deepest fears, desires, and unresolved experiences. Rather than dismissing dreams as meaningless, approaching them with gentle curiosity can provide you with invaluable guidance from your deeper wisdom. The subconscious mind responds powerfully to visualization and mental imagery. When you imagine yourself in a peaceful, beautiful environment, your subconscious activates many of the same neural pathways that would be activated if you were actually there. This explains why practices like guided imagery and visualization can create real physiological changes, including decreased stress hormones, lowered blood pressure, and even improved immune function. Your subconscious does not clearly distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. This gives you a tremendous power to influence your internal state through conscious visualization. You can essentially train your subconscious to feel at home in peaceful states by regularly and richly imagining yourself in calm, beautiful, and safe environments. Over time, these visualized experiences become familiar templates that your subconscious can access and recreate automatically, even in the midst of daily challenges. Research in the field of interpersonal neurobiology shows that your subconscious mind is constantly reading and responding to the emotional states of the people around you through a process known as emotional contagion. Specialized brain cells, called mirror neurons, automatically mimic the emotional expressions and body language of others, causing you to feel faint echoes of their internal states within your own body. This means that spending time with peaceful, centered people naturally supports your own subconscious in maintaining states of calm. Conversely, being around anxious or agitated people can unconsciously trigger similar states of stress within you. Understanding this can guide you in mindfully choosing the relationships and environments that support your journey toward inner peace. Your subconscious is always in relationship with the world around it, constantly receiving and transmitting emotional information. Choosing to surround yourself with peaceful influences becomes a profound act of self-care for your subconscious. The practice of compassionate self-talk literally rewrites the neural pathways in your brain associated with your self-concept and emotional regulation. When you consistently speak to yourself with kindness, your subconscious interprets this as powerful evidence of your own worthiness and safety. Over time, this kind and reassuring voice can become the default background track of your internal experience, replacing the old tracks of criticism or worry. Research from 2024 shows that people who practice self-compassion have more resilient stress responses, better emotional regulation, and higher levels of overall well-being. This isn't about simplistic positive thinking or denying difficulties. It's about learning to treat yourself with the same warmth and kindness you would naturally offer to a good friend. Your subconscious listens intently to your internal dialogue, using it as a primary source of information about how to feel and respond to the challenges and joys of life. Let's pause here for a moment and simply notice your body. As you breathe out slowly, feel a sense of appreciation for each tiny cell within you. Trillions of organisms working together in perfect, silent harmony. Your heart beating, your lungs breathing, your brain thinking all without a single command from you. Notice the gentle sensations on your skin, in your muscles, all along your spine. You are a complete and miraculous ecosystem, diverse and self-balancing. Now, we continue. Your subconscious mind maintains what psychologists call emotional memory, deep associations between experiences and feelings that powerfully influence your responses to similar situations in the future. Unlike conscious memories, these emotional memories are often stored without clear details about when, where, or why they were formed. A particular scent might evoke a feeling of deep safety because your subconscious associates it with loving care in your childhood, even if you can't remember the specific experience. A certain tone of voice might create a spike of anxiety because it resembles someone who was critical of you long ago, even though the current speaker is kind. Understanding emotional memory can bring tremendous compassion for your own seemingly irrational reactions. These responses are not random. They are your subconscious mind trying to protect you based on its past learning. Healing often involves gently updating these old emotional files with new, more positive experiences. The subconscious mind operates on what researchers call approach and avoidance programming. At its most fundamental level, Your subconscious is constantly evaluating whether to move toward or away from people, situations, and experiences, all based on past learning. This primal programming evolved to keep your ancestors alive, approaching sources of safety, food, and companionship while avoiding danger, toxicity, and threat. In modern life, this very same system influences your attraction to certain foods, people, activities, and environments. Sometimes, your conscious mind wants something that your subconscious recognizes as potentially harmful, creating a sense of internal conflict. At other times, your subconscious draws you toward experiences that your conscious mind doesn't yet understand. Learning to create a dialogue between these two levels of awareness helps you make choices that honor both your deepest wisdom and your conscious desires. Recent neuroscience research reveals that gratitude practices actively strengthen the neural pathways associated with well-being and peace. When you make a regular habit of acknowledging what you appreciate, your subconscious mind begins to automatically notice and amplify positive experiences. This isn't merely a psychological shift. Brain imaging shows that gratitude literally lights up areas associated with positive emotion, while quieting the regions responsible for stress and worry. Your subconscious essentially learns to filter your reality through a lens of appreciation rather than one of criticism or fear. Over time, this creates what researchers call an upward spiral, where positive experiences become more prominent in your awareness, which in turn naturally leads to more positive experiences. Gratitude becomes a powerful way of training your subconscious to collaborate with life rather than constantly defend against it. The concept of psychological safety describes an environment where your subconscious feels secure enough to relax its defensive vigilance. In psychologically safe spaces, whether in relationships, communities, or your own internal state, your nervous system can shift gears, down-regulating from survival mode into a mode of growth and connection. Your subconscious is constantly scanning your environment, subtly monitoring for signs of acceptance or rejection, support or threat. When it perceives safety, creativity has room to flourish. Authentic expression becomes possible, and a sense of inner peace naturally emerges. Conversely, when it perceives a threat, even a subtle emotional or psychological one, its defensive systems activate automatically. Creating psychological safety for yourself is a twofold practice. It involves choosing supportive external environments while also cultivating the internal conditions of self-acceptance and non-judgment. Your subconscious mind has a fluid relationship with time, processing it differently during various states of consciousness. In states of deep relaxation or meditation, for example, subjective time seems to slow down as your brain shifts into slower wave patterns. In this state, minutes can feel like hours, and hours can feel like mere minutes. This altered perception of time is a signal from your subconscious, communicating that you have entered a deeply restorative state where healing and integration can occur. Many spiritual and therapeutic traditions intentionally create conditions that slow down subjective time through practices like meditation, ritual, or deep immersion in nature. These practices give your subconscious the spaciousness it needs to process experiences, integrate new learning, and restore your inner balance. Understanding this can help you prioritize the activities and practices that create this expanded, healing sense of time. The phenomenon of emotional regulation is primarily an automatic, subconscious process, one that you can learn to consciously support. When you experience a strong emotion, your subconscious immediately goes to work, employing various neural and chemical mechanisms to return you to a state of equilibrium. Practices like intentional breathing, gentle movement, and mindfulness act as allies to these natural regulatory processes. Rather than trying to directly control or suppress your emotions, which often backfires by creating more tension, you can create conditions that help your subconscious do its regulatory work more effectively. This might involve changing your environment, consciously slowing your breathing, or simply offering yourself a moment of compassionate attention. Your subconscious wisdom already knows how to process emotion. Your conscious role is not to interfere, but to provide supportive conditions. During light sleep, brief bursts of brain activity known as sleep spindles occur. These are a manifestation of your subconscious mind's remarkable ability to both protect your sleep from disturbances and process new information simultaneously. Discovered through EEG technology, these spindles arise when your brain needs to integrate new experiences without being awakened by external sounds or internal thoughts. Research shows that individuals with more sleep spindle activity exhibit better memory consolidation and emotional processing. In essence, your subconscious creates a protective bubble around your sleep, allowing deeper restorative processes to continue undisturbed. This protective function extends into your waking life as well. Your subconscious constantly filters stimuli to preserve your peace of mind, sometimes suppressing your awareness of things that would overwhelm your conscious capacity. Learning to trust this protective wisdom can significantly reduce anxiety about things beyond your direct control. The practice of loving-kindness meditation specifically targets and strengthens the neural pathways associated with empathy, compassion, and social connection. Brain imaging studies reveal that a regular loving-kindness practice can increase gray matter in the brain's emotional processing centers, while decreasing activity in regions linked to judgment and criticism. This practice works by having you repeatedly direct kind intentions toward yourself and others, gradually training your subconscious to adopt a compassionate state as its default mode. The traditional phrases "times may you be happy," "may you be peaceful," "may you be free from suffering," times become like neural programs that run automatically in the background of your experience. Your subconscious learns to approach the world from a foundation of kindness, rather than from a place of defensiveness or judgment. Your subconscious mind maintains what psychologists refer to as attachment patterns, deeply ingrained blueprints for relationships and safety that were formed in your earliest years. These patterns profoundly influence how you connect with others, respond to stress, and regulate your emotions throughout your life. A secure attachment pattern creates a subconscious foundation of trust, resilience, and emotional balance. In contrast, an insecure attachment pattern can create persistent patterns of anxiety, avoidance, or overwhelming emotional responses. The hopeful news is that these attachment patterns are not set in stone. They can be updated through healing relationships and conscious, dedicated practices. Your subconscious can learn new, healthier ways of relating through what are known as corrective emotional experiences, relationships, and interactions that provide the safety and attunement needed to foster secure attachment. Therapy, supportive spiritual communities, and healthy, intimate relationships can all provide fertile ground for this profound healing. Research in circadian biology reveals that your subconscious mind operates on a symphony of natural rhythms that extend far beyond the simple sleep-wake cycle. These internal clocks influence hormone production, body temperature, cellular repair, and even your emotional states throughout the day. Your subconscious naturally attunes to cycles of light and darkness, the changing seasons, and even lunar phases, maintaining a connection with larger natural patterns that our modern, conscious culture often encourages us to ignore. Many people find that gently aligning their daily routines with these natural rhythms provides profound support for their subconscious in maintaining balance and well-being. This might mean eating your largest meal earlier in the day, spending a few minutes in natural light each morning to set your internal clock, or creating a calming evening routine that signals to your subconscious that it's time to begin the transition towards sleep and restoration. Your subconscious mind processes information through what cognitive scientists call fuzzy logic. It works with probabilities, patterns, and intuitive leaps, rather than the strict, binary thinking of the conscious mind. This capacity for fuzzy logic is what allows for creative solutions, artistic expression, and a kind of wisdom that transcends linear analysis. Your subconscious can comfortably hold multiple, even contradictory, possibilities at once, often finding truth in paradox, where conscious logic gets stuck. This fuzzy logic explains why so many meditation practices involve the acceptance of contradictions, being simultaneously aware and relaxed, focused and spacious, an individual and part of a universal whole. Your subconscious is comfortable with mystery and uncertainty in a way that brings peace rather than anxiety. Learning to think more like your subconscious can reduce the stress that comes from trying to figure everything out with conscious logic alone. Trauma is essentially an overwhelm of the subconscious mind's natural capacity to process experience. When an event is too intense, too fast, or too threatening, your subconscious may store the memory in fragmented, unprocessed ways that continue to influence your nervous system long after the event is over. However, research in trauma therapy shows that the subconscious also maintains an innate, powerful drive toward healing and integration. Given the appropriate support and safety, it will naturally work to process and integrate these traumatic experiences. Healing approaches like EMDR, somatic therapy, and mindfulness-based practices work by providing safe, structured conditions for your subconscious to complete its natural processing cycle. The goal is not about forcing yourself to relive trauma, but about supporting your subconscious as it integrates these experiences, so they no longer hijack your present moment awareness. The phenomenon of unconscious competence describes skills that have become so deeply integrated that they are performed by subconscious processes rather than conscious effort. When you first learned to drive a car, walk, or speak a language, each activity required immense conscious attention. Now, they happen automatically, freeing up your conscious mind for other tasks. This very same process of mastery applies to our emotional and spiritual skills. With consistent practice, states like peace, compassion, and presence can become unconsciously competent, your new default state. maintained by your subconscious without constant conscious striving. This is why spiritual traditions emphasize regular, steady practice over sporadic, intense efforts. They are designed to train your subconscious to maintain these elevated states as naturally as it maintains your breathing or your heartbeat. Your subconscious mind responds powerfully to what psychologists call state-dependent learning. This means that information, skills, and insights learned in a particular emotional or physical state are most easily accessed when you return to a similar state. This is why you might have your best ideas while on a walk. Why a certain song can instantly transport you to a different emotional place. And why meditation practices create consistent conditions for accessing deep wisdom. Understanding state-dependent learning allows you to consciously become an architect of your inner world, creating conditions that support your subconscious in accessing its greatest resources. If you learn something important while feeling peaceful, you can intentionally create peaceful conditions to help you access that learning again. Your subconscious organizes information by state just as much as it does by content. The simple practice of mindful breathing creates a direct communication channel between your conscious intention and your subconscious regulation. Breathing is unique among bodily functions. It operates automatically through subconscious control, but it can also be consciously directed at any time. When you intentionally breathe slowly and deeply with mindful attention, you are essentially providing your subconscious with a somatic template for what calm feels like and how to maintain it. Your nervous system receives this conscious breathing as a powerful signal of safety, and it can adjust its baseline level of arousal accordingly. Over time, mindful breathing practices train your subconscious to maintain more regulated states, even when you're not consciously focusing on your breath. This is why breathing practices are a cornerstone of virtually every spiritual and healing tradition. They provide a reliable way to influence subconscious functioning through conscious intention. If you're still here with me, thoughts still flickering like candlelight, just notice. Don't judge. Just notice where your mind is. We're exploring consciousness itself, the very thing that is doing the exploring right now. Strange, beautiful, and perfectly calm. Let's drift onward together. Your subconscious mind processes forgiveness very differently than your conscious mind does. While your conscious mind often holds onto grudges through logical justification and replaying stories, your subconscious naturally tends toward release and equilibrium when it is given permission. Forgiveness isn't about condoning harmful behavior. It's about freeing your own subconscious from carrying the energetic weight of past hurts. Research consistently shows that people who practice forgiveness have lower levels of stress hormones, better immune function, and improved emotional regulation. Your subconscious doesn't require elaborate rituals or complex intellectual processes to forgive. It responds to the simple, heartfelt permission to let go. Often, the barriers to forgiveness are constructed by the conscious mind, not the subconscious. Your deeper wisdom already knows that holding on to resentment hurts you far more than the original offense ever could. The phenomenon of flow states occurs when your conscious effort synchronizes perfectly with your subconscious competence. In a state of flow, your conscious mind provides the intention and direction, while your subconscious handles the detailed, flawless execution of complex skills. Athletes, artists, and musicians often describe these states as a feeling of effortless performance. where self-consciousness disappears and action becomes fluid and automatic. Flow states beautifully demonstrate the potential for harmony between our conscious and subconscious functioning. Instead of the conscious mind trying to micromanage everything, it learns to trust and collaborate with subconscious wisdom. This same principle applies to our emotional states. Inner peace emerges not when consciousness tries to force or control outcomes, but when it learns to trust the subconscious mind's natural, innate tendency toward balance and healing. Your subconscious mind maintains what researchers call somatic markers, physical sensations that become associated with different people, places, and experiences. These markers act as a form of body-based intel, helping to guide your decision-making and social navigation far more quickly than conscious thought. You might feel a sense of energy and expansion around certain people because your subconscious associates them with positive past experiences. Conversely, you might feel drained or constricted around others because your subconscious detects subtle emotional demands or a lack of safety. These somatic markers provide a rapid, holistic assessment of situations based on a lifetime of accumulated wisdom. Learning to notice and trust these physical cues, these gut feelings, can guide you toward choices that genuinely support your well-being. Your body becomes a sophisticated guidance system, translating the vast wisdom of your subconscious into practical, felt direction for your conscious mind. Sleep serves as a nightly reset and maintenance cycle for your subconscious emotional processing systems. During sleep, your brain is hard at work consolidating positive experiences, processing challenging emotions from the day, and often integrating opposing perspectives into a more balanced understanding. This is why many people find that problems that seemed overwhelming the night before often feel more manageable after a good night's sleep. This isn't just because you are rested, it's because your subconscious has been actively working on solutions and emotional integration while you are asleep. Sleep deprivation disrupts this essential natural process, making emotional regulation more difficult and causing problems to seem more overwhelming than they are. Prioritizing quality sleep becomes a powerful way of supporting your subconscious in its vital work of maintaining your emotional balance and clarity of perspective. The practice of self-compassion specifically influences the subconscious self-talk patterns that are constantly running in the background of your experience. Most people have an internal commentary that is far more critical and demanding than they would ever direct toward a friend. Self-compassion practices work to gradually shift these internal voices from criticism toward kindness and support. Your subconscious interprets how you talk to yourself as direct information about your fundamental worth and safety. Kind self-talk signals safety, acceptance, and worthiness to your nervous system, while harsh self-criticism signals threat and inadequacy. This isn't about adopting a false positivity. It is about treating yourself with the same basic human kindness you would offer to someone you care about. Over time, compassionate self-talk becomes the ambient, background voice of your experience, creating internal conditions that naturally support peace rather than anxiety. Your subconscious mind speaks the language of symbol and metaphor, processing the meaning in art, music, and literature in ways that can facilitate deep healing and insight. Engaging with beauty, whether through creating art or simply experiencing it, activates neural pathways associated with transcendence, connection, and a sense of meaning. Your subconscious responds powerfully to symbolic representations of healing, transformation, and wholeness. This is why so many cultures throughout history have used art, music, and storytelling as core healing practices. A beautiful piece of music can instantly shift your emotional state because your subconscious recognizes patterns that resonate with its own innate sense of harmony and peace. A meaningful story can provide profound insight into your own life because your subconscious identifies with the universal human patterns of challenge, growth, and resolution. Beauty becomes medicine for the subconscious mind. Research in interpersonal synchrony shows that when people feel a genuine connection, their subconscious systems can literally synchronize with one another. Heart rates, breathing patterns, and even brain waves begin to coordinate when people are in a state of rapport and harmony. This biological synchrony creates profound feelings of safety, belonging, and peace that extend far beyond the conscious content of the interaction. Your subconscious recognizes this state of attunement with others as a primary signal of safety and belonging. This explains why authentic connection feels so deeply nourishing and why prolonged isolation can be so challenging for the nervous system. Consciously seeking out relationships and communities where this natural, effortless synchrony can occur becomes a way of supporting your subconscious in maintaining peaceful and connected states. The subconscious mind processes ritual and ceremony as powerful, direct communication about safety, meaning, and belonging. Repeated actions performed with intention, whether they are ancient religious ceremonies, personal daily routines, or therapeutic rituals, signal to your subconscious that life has structure, meaning, and predictability. Many healing traditions use rituals specifically to communicate with the subconscious mind about transformation and renewal. Your subconscious responds to symbolic actions, repetitive movements, and the container of a ceremony as vital information about reality and possibility. Even simple personal rituals, like lighting a candle before you meditate or having a consistent bedtime routine, help your subconscious to organize your experience, regulate your nervous system, and maintain a sense of inner balance. Your subconscious mind maintains a deep connection to the larger natural cycles and collective patterns that our conscious, modern culture often ignores. Seasonal changes, lunar phases, and environmental rhythms all influence subconscious functioning in ways that can either support or disrupt our inner peace. Many people discover that aligning their lives more closely with these natural rhythms provides profound support for their subconscious in maintaining balance. This might mean adjusting your activity levels with the seasons, honoring your body's need for more rest during the darker months, or simply paying attention to how environmental changes affect your energy and mood. Your subconscious wisdom includes an awareness of these larger patterns, and it can guide you toward choices that honor these natural rhythms rather than constantly fighting against them. The concept of cellular memory suggests that your subconscious processes include memory storage throughout your entire body, not just in your brain. As the saying goes, the body keeps the score. Trauma survivors often report that healing involves releasing tension and unprocessed emotion stored in specific areas of their body. Likewise, positive experiences can also be stored as body memories. The feeling of safety in a grandmother's embrace, the uninhibited joy of childhood play, the deep peace of time spent in nature. Your subconscious can access and process these cellular memories through gentle, mindful attention to your bodily sensations. Practices like yoga, massage, and somatic therapy work in part by helping your subconscious access and integrate these body-stored experiences. Your entire body becomes a living library of your subconscious wisdom. We've traveled halfway, and in this moment, let each breath guide you to realize that time is yours, a separate stream that only you are living. While the vast universe continues to spin, expand, and change, this very second, your breathing and listening is entirely and uniquely your own. Cherish this present moment, knowing that right now, your experience of time is unique in all the universe. And so, we continue drifting. Your subconscious mind operates through what psychologists call felt meaning, a form of understanding that arrives as a full-body sensation rather than a logical explanation. This felt meaning often provides more complete and accurate information than rational analysis, because it includes emotional, somatic, and intuitive data. You might have a felt sense that a person is trustworthy long before you can articulate why. You might feel that a particular decision is right, even when you can't fully explain your reasoning. This felt meaning emerges from your subconscious processing vast amounts of subtle information simultaneously. Learning to pause, tune in, and check with this felt meaning can guide you toward choices that are in true alignment with your deeper wisdom, rather than just your logical preferences. Your subconscious mind processes healing through what researchers call corrective emotional experiences. When you encounter a situation that is similar to a past difficulty but which has a better, healthier outcome, your subconscious updates its old programming about what is possible. A kind response when you are expecting criticism can begin to shift deep patterns of defensiveness. Experiencing safety when you are prepared for danger can start to rewrite old anxiety programs. These corrective experiences don't need to be dramatic. Small, consistent moments of unexpected kindness, safety, or understanding can create significant and lasting shifts in your subconscious programming. This is why healing relationships are so powerful, and why returning to challenging situations with new skills and support can be so transformative. Your subconscious is always ready to update its programs when presented with new, healing evidence. The practice of presence, simply being aware of your immediate experience without judging it or trying to change it, creates the optimal conditions for subconscious healing to occur. When you are not actively trying to fix, improve, or escape your current experience, you give your subconscious the psychological safety and space it needs to use its natural healing capacity without interference. Presence allows your subconscious to gently process difficult emotions, integrate challenging experiences, and restore your inner balance. This is why so many spiritual traditions emphasize the simple practice of being with what is, rather than constantly striving to create particular states. Your subconscious wisdom knows what needs to happen next for your healing. The practice of presence simply provides the quiet, trusting space for this natural unfolding to occur. Sleep research reveals that the subconscious mind uses dreams as a kind of nightly simulation to practice emotional regulation and problem-solving in a safe environment. Your dreams will often present you with challenging scenarios, allowing your subconscious to explore different responses without any real-world consequences. You might dream of finally confronting someone who intimidates you, giving your subconscious practice in assertiveness. You might dream of being lost and then finding your way, building your inner confidence in your ability to navigate uncertainty. This dream practice strengthens your actual capacity to handle similar situations in your waking life. Your subconscious wisely uses the safety of the dream state to build new skills and process emotions that might be too overwhelming to deal with during conscious experience. The phenomenon of entrainment describes how your subconscious automatically synchronizes with rhythmic patterns in your environment. Your heart rate can entrain to the beat of music. Your breathing can synchronize with the rhythm of ocean waves. And your brain waves can align with repetitive, calming sounds. This natural tendency toward synchronization is why rhythmic practices like drumming, chanting, walking, or even rocking can be so deeply soothing to the nervous system. Your subconscious recognizes rhythm as a fundamental signal of safety, order, and predictability. By contrast, chaotic, arrhythmic environments can create a subtle stress on your subconscious, even when you're not consciously aware of the disturbance. Choosing to spend time in rhythmic, harmonious environments is a simple way to support your subconscious in maintaining peaceful, organized states. Your subconscious mind processes empathy through what are known as mirror neuron networks, which automatically simulate the emotional states of others within you. When you see someone in pain, your subconscious activates similar neural patterns in your own brain, allowing you to feel an echo of their experience. This automatic empathy is the biological foundation of compassion and social connection. However, this same mechanism can also lead to emotional overwhelm when you are frequently around people who are in distress. A crucial skill for maintaining inner peace is learning to distinguish between your own emotions and the emotions you are picking up from others. With practice, your subconscious can learn to maintain a state of compassionate awareness without taking on others' emotional states as your own. The practice of gratitude specifically influences what psychologists call your attentional bias, that is, what your subconscious automatically notices and emphasizes in your daily experience. A regular gratitude practice trains your subconscious to scan your environment for positive experiences, kind gestures, moments of beauty, and sources of support. This isn't about denying life's difficulties, but about balancing your perception to include the goodness that might otherwise go unnoticed. Your subconscious then begins to automatically highlight these positive elements, creating that upward spiral where noticing good things leads to feeling better, which in turn leads you to notice even more good things. Gratitude becomes a gentle but powerful way of training your subconscious to collaborate with the gifts of life. Your subconscious mind maintains what trauma therapists call your window of tolerance, the optimal zone of arousal, where you can handle life's stress and emotional intensity without becoming overwhelmed or shutting down. This window can be expanded over time through practices that build your capacity to remain present with challenging experiences. Practices like meditation, therapy, and supportive relationships gradually teach your subconscious that it is safe to feel your emotions fully without being consumed by them. A wider window of tolerance translates to greater resilience, better emotional regulation, and an increased capacity to remain peaceful even during difficult circumstances. your subconscious learns that you can handle whatever arises, which reduces the reflexive need for defensive reactions like fight, flight, or freeze. The subconscious mind processes spiritual and transcendent experiences through neural networks associated with self-transcendence, unity, and a sense of deep meaning. During moments of deep meditation, prayer, or mystical experience, brain activity shifts in measurable ways that support feelings of connection to something much larger than the individual self. These experiences are not just psychological. They involve real, observable changes in brain function. Your subconscious is naturally capable of accessing these transcendent states, which often bring with them a profound sense of peace and a broader perspective on life's challenges. A regular spiritual practice helps your subconscious to maintain access to these expanded states, allowing their wisdom and peace to permeate your ordinary, daily activities. Research in positive psychology shows that your subconscious responds powerfully to experiences of awe, those moments when you encounter something vast, beautiful, or mysterious that transcends your ordinary understanding. Awe-inspiring experiences can occur in nature, through art, in our relationships, or during spiritual practices. These moments have been shown to naturally quiet the brain's default mode network, which is associated with self-centered thinking and worry. Your subconscious interprets an experience of awe as direct evidence that you are part of something magnificent, too vast, and meaningful. Seeking out regular experiences of awe helps your subconscious maintain perspective, reduce stress, and access the natural states of peace that emerge from feeling connected to something far greater than your individual concerns. The subconscious mind processes touch and physical affection through neural pathways that directly influence your feelings of safety, bonding, and emotional regulation. Gentle, nurturing touch releases hormones like oxytocin, which support states of calm and connection. Your subconscious interprets loving touch as powerful, non-verbal evidence of safety and care, which allows your body's stress responses to downregulate. This is why practices like massage, hugging, petting an animal, or even simple self-massage can be so deeply soothing. Physical tenderness communicates directly with your subconscious in a primal language that words sometimes cannot reach. Even a gentle act of self-touch, like placing a hand on your heart or giving yourself a shoulder rub, can signal safety and care to your subconscious systems. Your subconscious mind maintains complex internal maps of safety and danger that profoundly influence how you feel in different physical environments. These maps are created through your accumulated life experiences and can be updated through new, healing experiences. A place where you felt safe and loved as a child becomes associated with peace in your subconscious mapping. A place where you experienced threat or trauma may continue to trigger a stress response years later, even if the threat is long gone. Understanding this allows you to make conscious choices about the environments that best support your well-being. You can also work to gradually update these internal maps by intentionally creating new, positive experiences in challenging environments, gently teaching your subconscious that circumstances have changed and you are now safe. The practice of extending loving kindness toward difficult people is a powerful way to train your subconscious to remain in a state of peace, even when faced with challenging personalities. This does not imply becoming passive or accepting harmful behavior. Rather, it is the art of anchoring your own inner tranquility, making it independent of others' actions. When you consistently practice sending good wishes to those who trigger you, you are teaching your subconscious a profound lesson. Your peace is not a fragile thing, dependent on others behaving as you wish. This cultivates a tremendous sense of emotional freedom and resilience. Your subconscious mind begins to understand that you can feel serene and centered, even when those around you are upset, angry, or critical. Sleep spindles and slow-wave sleep create the ideal conditions for what neuroscientists term memory consolidation, the process through which your subconscious integrates the experiences of the day with your long-term knowledge. During these states of deep sleep, your brain quite literally washes itself, clearing away metabolic waste while fortifying important neural connections. Your subconscious meticulously sifts through the day's events, preserving what is meaningful and releasing what is no longer necessary. This nightly process often gives rise to morning insights or emotional shifts, breakthroughs that conscious processing alone could not achieve. Quality sleep is not just rest. It is essential support for the wisdom of your subconscious. The subconscious mind processes meaning and purpose through vast neural networks that link personal experience to broader patterns and core values. When your actions are in harmony with your deeper values, your subconscious rewards you with feelings of satisfaction and rightness. Conversely, when there is a misalignment, you might feel a subtle but persistent restlessness, emptiness, or inner conflict, even when external circumstances appear positive. Your subconscious is constantly evaluating whether your life choices are serving your authentic purpose. This internal guidance system is an invaluable compass for navigating crucial decisions about relationships, work, and lifestyle. Learning to attune yourself to this deeper sense of alignment or misalignment can steer you toward choices that genuinely nurture your well-being. Research in contemplative neuroscience reveals that different meditation practices influence distinct aspects of subconscious functioning. Concentration practices fortify your ability to maintain focus and resist distraction. Mindfulness practices enhance your capacity to observe your thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. Compassion practices expand your innate capacity for empathy and loving kindness. Your subconscious responds uniquely to each of these approaches, allowing you to tailor a practice that supports specific areas of growth and healing. Instead of rigidly forcing one method, you can experiment with various techniques to discover what most effectively nurtures your subconscious wisdom. The phenomenon of emotional contagion describes how your subconscious automatically mirrors the emotional states of those around you. This occurs through mirror neuron systems that operate entirely below the level of conscious awareness. Spending time with peaceful, centered individuals naturally encourages your own subconscious to maintain a similar state. In contrast, being around highly anxious or agitated people can trigger a corresponding stress response within your own system. Understanding emotional contagion empowers you to consciously choose social environments that bolster your inner peace. You can also learn techniques to maintain your own emotional center while remaining open and compassionate toward others. Your subconscious mind fuels creativity through what researchers call divergent thinking, the remarkable ability to generate multiple solutions and perceive connections between seemingly unrelated ideas. This creative faculty thrives in relaxed, playful states, free from the pressure to produce a specific outcome. Many artists and innovators report that their greatest ideas emerge not from focused effort, but during a walk, a shower, or other moments of relaxation when the conscious mind has stepped aside. Your subconscious continues to work on creative challenges even when your attention is directed elsewhere, often presenting a fully formed solution when you least expect it. Creating intentional space for this natural, unforced creative process can enhance both innovation and your sense of peace. The practice of noting or mentally labeling emotions as they arise teaches your subconscious to maintain an observer's awareness, rather than becoming completely identified with an emotional state. When you gently note anger is present or sadness is here, you train your subconscious to hold its perspective, even during intense emotional waves. This doesn't suppress emotion, it creates a space around it. And in that space, choice becomes possible. Through this practice, your subconscious learns that emotions are transient visitors, not permanent residents of your inner world. This shift in perspective brings incredible freedom and peace, as you are no longer at the mercy of every emotional fluctuation. Sleep research reveals that your subconscious mind actively processes moral and ethical dilemmas during your dreams, often working through complex value conflicts in rich, symbolic scenarios. You might dream of choosing between two paths, facing a moral test, or resolving a conflict between competing values. These dream processes help your subconscious integrate your ethical framework with emotional and personal factors. Many people report waking with a newfound clarity about a difficult decision after their subconscious has had the night to process the various considerations. Your subconscious wisdom includes a profound moral intelligence that can guide you toward choices that align with your deepest values. The subconscious mind processes attachment and bonding through neural networks forged in your earliest relationships. These foundational patterns influence how you connect with others throughout your life, shaping your capacity for trust, intimacy, and emotional self-regulation. Secure early bonds create subconscious templates that support resilience and peace. Difficult early relationships, however, may create patterns of anxiety, avoidance, or emotional dysregulation. Yet, these patterns are not set in stone. They can be healed through new, corrective relational experiences. Your subconscious is capable of learning new ways of connecting through a therapeutic relationship, a supportive spiritual community, or an intimate partnership that provides the safety and attunement you may have needed. Research in environmental psychology demonstrates that natural environments are uniquely suited to support subconscious restoration and stress recovery. Time in nature has been shown to reduce cortisol levels, lower blood pressure, and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the branch associated with rest, healing, and peace. Your subconscious recognizes the natural world as an inherently safe and nourishing space. Even viewing images of nature or listening to its sounds can trigger these powerful restorative responses. Having evolved over millions of years in natural settings, your subconscious continues to find profound peace and renewal through its connection to the living world. The phenomenon of lucid dreaming demonstrates your capacity to maintain conscious awareness within a subconscious state. In a lucid dream, you become aware that you are dreaming, while the dream is still happening. This opens up unique opportunities for a dialogue between your conscious intentions and your subconscious wisdom. Some individuals use lucid dreaming to practice skills, confront fears, or explore boundless creative possibilities. Whether or not you experience lucidity, the phenomenon itself illustrates that the conscious and subconscious minds can collaborate rather than operate in complete separation. This potential for partnership extends into your waking life, where you can learn to work times with your subconscious instead of fighting against it. Your subconscious mind processes sound and silence in ways that directly influence your nervous system. Harsh, loud, or chaotic sounds can trigger a stress response, even if you are not consciously annoyed by them. Conversely, gentle, rhythmic, or harmonious sounds support deep relaxation and peace. Silence, in itself, provides a precious space for your subconscious to process and integrate experiences without constant external input. Many contemplative traditions emphasize the importance of regular periods of silence for psychological and spiritual well-being. Your subconscious uses these quiet moments to sort, heal, and restore a balance that constant stimulation makes impossible. The practice of surrender, consciously releasing your attachment to particular outcomes, creates the optimal conditions for your subconscious wisdom to emerge. When you cease trying to force a solution through conscious effort alone, you make room for your subconscious to offer its broader perspective and its remarkable creative problem-solving abilities. Surrender is not passivity. It is the act of aligning your conscious intention with your subconscious wisdom, rather than struggling against it. Many spiritual traditions describe surrender as the direct path to peace, as it allows a deeper intelligence to guide your life, rather than relying solely on the limited control of the conscious will. Very often, your subconscious knows what you need long before your conscious mind does. You might be feeling tired now. That is perfectly all right. Breathe slowly. Feel the rhythm, the cycle. Thoughts arise and they pass away. Emotions come and they go. Worries appear and they dissolve. All are circles, cycles, endless flows. Like your breath, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. A small, perfect cycle within the vast universe. You are a part of that eternal movement. You do not need to hold on to anything. Let everything unfold in its perfect order, like waves silently rising and falling on a distant shore, unhurried, unresisting, simply existing. We are almost there now. Your subconscious naturally moves toward wholeness and integration. Even painful experiences are processed through this lens of potential healing and growth. Your subconscious seeks to weave every experience into a meaningful narrative of learning and becoming. This innate drive toward wholeness explains why so many people find meaning in their struggles, and why difficult periods so often precede significant growth. Your subconscious does not view suffering as meaningless, but as valuable information to be processed and integrated. Trusting this natural movement toward wholeness can bring peace, even during the most challenging of times. The breath serves as a bridge between your conscious and subconscious functions. While breathing is automatic, it can also be consciously influenced. When you breathe with awareness, you create a direct channel for communicating a sense of peace to your subconscious. Slow, deep breathing signals safety, allowing your entire nervous system to relax. Your subconscious receives this conscious act of breathing as tangible evidence that all is well, supporting the shift from a state of stress to one of peace. Your subconscious processes love and connection as fundamental signals of safety. When you feel truly seen, accepted, and cared for, your entire nervous system can relax into a state of peace. This is not merely an emotional experience, it is a biological one. Love literally regulates your stress response systems and supports optimal functioning. Even self-love and self-acceptance provide these powerful regulatory benefits. Your subconscious interprets every act of kindness toward yourself as evidence of your safety and worthiness. The simple practice of presence naturally quiets the mental chatter that so often disturbs our peace. When you gently focus on your immediate sensory experience, the feeling of your breath, the sounds in the room, the sensation of your body sitting, your subconscious shifts out of its problem-solving mode and into one of receptive awareness. This shift allows a natural state of peace to emerge without any effort at all. Presence is not a technique you must times do asterisk. It is the natural state you allow yourself to return to. Sleep serves your subconscious as a time of daily renewal and deep restoration. During sleep, your brain is actively cleansing itself, processing emotions, and consolidating the learning from the day. Your subconscious uses this sacred time to restore balance, integrate experiences, and prepare you for the challenges of tomorrow. Prioritizing good sleep becomes one of the most fundamental ways of caring for your subconscious wisdom and maintaining your emotional equilibrium. Your subconscious responds to beauty as a form of healing medicine. Beautiful music, art, nature, or relationships activate neural pathways associated with transcendence and peace. Beauty reminds your subconscious of the harmony, order, and goodness that exist in the world. Surrounding yourself with beauty, even in simple forms, like a flower on your desk or a piece of gentle music, actively supports your subconscious in maintaining a peaceful state. The phenomenon of intuition emerges from your subconscious mind's ability to process vast amounts of subtle information simultaneously. Your gut feelings, hunches, and sudden insights often contain a wisdom that linear, logical analysis can miss. Learning to trust and follow this intuitive guidance can lead you toward choices that truly support your well-being. Your subconscious has access to patterns and information that your conscious mind simply cannot process. The act of forgiveness primarily benefits the one who forgives. By freeing up subconscious energy that was bound in resentment. When you release grudges, your subconscious can redirect that vital energy toward healing, creativity, and personal growth. Forgiveness is not about condoning another's actions. It is about liberating your own subconscious from the heavy burden of past hurts. Your deeper wisdom naturally wants to let go and move forward. Your subconscious processes meaning and purpose through a connection to something larger than your individual concerns, whether through spirituality, service to others, creative expression, or deep love. Connecting with transcendent purposes naturally brings a sense of peace. Your subconscious recognizes when your life is serving a larger pattern of goodness and responds with feelings of rightness and profound satisfaction. The practice of compassion literally rewires your brain for peace. When you respond to suffering your own or that of others with kindness instead of judgment, you strengthen the neural pathways associated with calm and connection. Compassion becomes both a response to pain and a direct path to inner peace. Your subconscious learns to meet difficulty with love rather than with resistance. Your subconscious is deeply connected to the natural rhythms and cycles that support balance and renewal. Honoring these rhythms, rest after activity, solitude after social engagement, reflection after action, supports your subconscious in maintaining its equilibrium. Fighting against these natural cycles creates unnecessary stress and exhaustion. The state of flow occurs when your conscious intention aligns perfectly with your subconscious competence. In these moments, action becomes effortless, and self-consciousness disappears. Flow states are a beautiful demonstration of the peace that is possible when the conscious and subconscious minds work in harmony rather than in conflict. This same harmony can be extended to all areas of your life. Your subconscious processes trauma and healing through the body just as much as through the mind. Gentle movement, conscious breathing practices, and mindful attention to physical sensations all support your subconscious in releasing stored trauma and integrating healing experiences. Your body becomes a pathway for subconscious wisdom, not just a vehicle for conscious action. The practice of gratitude specifically trains your subconscious to notice and amplify positive experiences. Regularly appreciating what you have shifts your attentional bias toward the goodness and beauty in your life. This is not a denial of difficulties, but a conscious cultivation of balance. Your subconscious learns to recognize and celebrate the gifts that are always present, even alongside life's challenges. Your subconscious naturally seeks three things: safety, connection, and meaning. When these fundamental needs are met, peace emerges naturally, without any effort. Much of the work of finding inner peace involves simply creating the conditions, both internal and external, where your subconscious feels safe enough to relax its vigilant guard and rest in its natural state of well-being. The phenomenon of synchronicity suggests that your subconscious may be connected to larger patterns of meaning and purpose that exist beyond your individual awareness. Meaningful coincidences often occur when you are aligned with your deeper purpose. While science has yet to fully explain synchronicity, many people find that following these meaningful patterns leads them toward greater peace and fulfillment. Your subconscious processes time as fluid and interconnected, rather than as a linear sequence of separate moments. Healing from the past can influence your peace in the present. Possibilities for the future can inspire hope right now. This timeless quality means that peace is not ultimately dependent on external circumstances. It can emerge from your subconscious connection to the eternal patterns of love and wisdom. The practice of acceptance creates the space for your subconscious wisdom to operate without interference. When you stop fighting against what is, your deeper intelligence can respond to circumstances with creativity and grace. Acceptance is not passivity. It is the essential foundation for wise action. Your subconscious can only offer its full wisdom when you are no longer at war with reality. Your subconscious maintains an innate drive toward love, connection, and service. Even when this drive is covered by layers of defensive patterns, this essential nature remains intact. Peace emerges naturally when you align your life with this fundamental orientation toward goodness. Your truest self wants to love and be loved, to contribute and to belong. The breath connects you to the present moment, which is the only place where peace can truly be found. Your subconscious can only access its full wisdom when your attention rests in the here and now. Past regrets and future anxieties exist only in your imagination. Reality is always now. Each breath is an invitation to come home to this eternal present, where peace is always waiting. Your subconscious processes mystery and uncertainty not as threats to be controlled, but as opportunities for growth and discovery. Learning to rest comfortably in the state of not knowing allows your deeper wisdom to emerge. Mystery becomes a doorway to wonder rather than a source of anxiety. Your subconscious is comfortable with uncertainty, even when your conscious mind is not. The practice of extending loving kindness toward yourself gradually transforms your entire internal environment from one of criticism to one of compassion. Your subconscious responds to this self-kindness as evidence of your safety and worthiness. This internal compassion then naturally begins to extend to others, creating ripples of peace in your relationships and your community. Your subconscious understands surrender as an act of profound wisdom, not of defeat. Letting go of the illusion of control allows a deeper intelligence to guide your life. Surrender opens the door for grace, synchronicity, and unexpected support to enter. Your subconscious knows that you are part of a larger intelligence that can be trusted. The journey toward inner peace is, in truth, a journey home to your natural state. Peace is not something you achieve or acquire. It is what remains when you finally stop struggling against life. Your subconscious has always known this peace. It has been waiting patiently for your conscious mind to stop searching everywhere else and simply rest in what has always been present. Your subconscious mind is the key to inner peace because it connects you to the timeless, boundless awareness that is your deepest nature. Beneath all the thoughts, emotions, and experiences, your subconscious knows itself as pure consciousness, peaceful, loving, and free. This is who you have always been. This is who you are now. This is the peace that surpasses all understanding, available in every single moment. As soon as you stop searching and simply allow yourself to be. And so, our quiet journey through the mysteries of the subconscious comes to a gentle close. We've traveled from the vast processing power of your hidden mind to the simple truth that peace is your natural state, discovering along the way that your subconscious has always been your wisest guide. From the intricate neural networks processing millions of signals a second, to the simple breath that connects consciousness with peace, we've glimpsed how your mind is both unimaginably complex and beautifully simple. The subconscious reminds us that we are never truly separate from the peace we seek. So much of our suffering happens in the realm of thinking, of worrying, of trying to control what cannot be controlled. Peace waits just beneath our thoughts, in the spacious awareness that simply observes. Without struggle, peace emerges naturally. By pausing to listen, we discover the extraordinary in the ordinary. And now, in these final moments, take the deepest breath you can, as deep as your body will allow. Consider consciousness itself yours, mine, everyone listening, all awareness, everywhere, perhaps all connected in ways we do not yet understand. You are not alone in this universe of minds. Let your entire being dissolve into this ocean of consciousness, into dreamless rest, into the quiet space before thought. Prepare for deep sleep. No boundaries left, only peace. If this thoughtful exploration of the mind made you feel less alone, perhaps you'll whisper it forward to someone else who is awake tonight. It may bring a small measure of comfort to one more wandering consciousness. One quiet share, one peaceful night at a time. But there is no need to do anything now. Nothing at all. You have traveled far tonight, deeper than most journeys take you. You can allow these thoughts of consciousness and peace to fade now, like morning mist dissolving in warm sunlight, leaving only a gentle calm behind. Let your breathing deepen. Let your body feel heavier, as if it is being held by a loving earth. If sleep comes, let it carry you like a gentle river, smoothly, inevitably into a realm where peace is the only reality. If your eyes are still open, know that your subconscious continues this work. But if they are closed, stay there. Stay in the darkness that feels safe and warm. Tomorrow, your subconscious will still be working for your highest good. Peace will still be your deepest nature. But tonight belongs to stillness. Rest well, beautiful soul. And remember, you have always been the peace you seek. Sweet dreams. Good night.